No more skill preview. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we can finally buy the Ghost Rider King of Hell uniform. So we're gonna buy it. 1,000 crystals, there we go, and we're gonna see just how good this uniform can be. We're still waiting on Blade. Keep in mind though that the Ghost Rider uniform is not part of the Damnation pack here. So if you're gunning for those 375 crystals, which is almost 40% off the uniform, I guess it's an almost 40% discount. What's 375 times 3? Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, it's like 35% off. You still have 20 days to do it, and you just got to do Doctor Strange, Dormammu, Blade, and Moon Knight. I've got Doctor Strange and Moon Knight, just waiting on Blade and Dormammu. But in the meantime, we got this guy right here, level 70. The stage is set, but my build is garbage. So we're gonna have to clean up the build here. I don't know what that is. You can look at it right there. It's so bad. And we're gonna have to get him a bit gussied up here. Oh wow, I have a CTP of patience. I have not. Wow, it's drastic density. Wow. Okay, so I guess we'll try him in PvP first, because drastic density is actually pretty good for PvP. Chains of Vengeance does not need to be leveled up. Hellfire Explosion, they took off the immunity, which I kind of bummed out about. King's Gaze, you need to level that up. Hell Cycle Rush, you don't. And then Penance Annihilation, you do. So I have 3 and 5 leveled up. Everything else is just kind of whatever. And then, yeah, so we're ready to go. What does the uniform effect again? Oh, okay, it's just that. All right, let me fix up the build just a tad bit, and then we'll take into some content and I'll talk about the build here. And there we go. We are back with a 66.66 dodge for the King of Hell. We've got capped out ignore defense, almost capped out cooldown, and then everything else is sort of somewhere. Now, unfortunately, Ghost Rider doesn't have any self buffs on any of his skills. I mean, he's got some buffs here, but I'm talking about buffs to his crit rate, his buffs to his all attack, all speed, all defense. He's got an all attack fire damage buff there, but that's it. So you have to make the most of it with your Uru, ISO 8 set, Obelisk CTP, and uniform. For those situations, or for those builds, I stuck with drastic density for now. We went up to a stage 8. I can afford to upgrade the silver, red, and chaotic ones, because if I'm going to swap this over to Power of Angry Hulk or something else, I'm just going to take away the HP and the dodge and the one of the blues. I'm not going to be taking away those ones. For the Obelisk, we switched over to a Guard Break Lightning 160 proc. The lightning damage obviously does not help him at all, because all his skills are fire damage, not lightning. I wish that was a fire damage Guard Break 160 proc, but the Guard Break and the 160 is going to be important for PvP. And then we got his uniform over to Legendary, and then we got double dodge, which bumped up my dodge by 22 points, and then 22%, and then the energy attack ignore defense to cap. I would like to do HP on that roll, that third roll there, but I can't do that for now. One thing I will say about Ghost Rider off the bat is that his uniform options are not the greatest. Human Torch Future Foundation is seen as a skippable uniform that has a marginal buff for the character, so it's disappointing to see it here. Crescent Lifestyle is a decent buff for her, but again, very skippable for this character, especially since she's not even the best combat female. Even though she's the only combat female tier 3, it's pretty embarrassing how bad she is. She basically needs another uniform to completely rework her, so this uniform is dead in the water already after less than 6 months. This uniform is good. This uniform is good as well, but again, not absolutely necessary. And then the last one is Namor Phoenix 5, which is great, but it's paywall. So you really only have one fantastic uniform, and it's paywall. Hydra Cap is fantastic as well, but endgame cap. But really, it's these two uniforms that I think are real stinkers. I feel like these uniforms are being put in as optionals just to sell more copies of these uniforms, right? These uniforms underperformed. They were lazy designs. They were lazy reworks. And now the devs are still trying to cash in and get their crystals worth by putting them into a lot of optional sets. So that's kind of disappointing. But anyways, without further ado, let me construct a team for him now. You can see he's got 22,900 energy attack. I'm ranked 225. I'm a little bit disappointed with the energy attack, actually. Let me just bump up this gear twice. I was at 22,009, I believe. Let's just see if we can get it. Okay, 15 is ouch. That was 60 of each of the tier 3 materials. Can we get it to 23.5? Okay, that's a lot better. His energy attack is low. So we're going to put him on a team here. I'm a little bit worried about his survivability, so we are going to throw in Mystique for him to try. Not survivability, sorry. I'm worried about his damage. But generally speaking, we're going to be using him for his damage against villains. So we're going to look for some teams that have villains, and we're going to try to one-shot those villains. All right, Carl. You've got a tier 3 Dormammu. Now, the thing is, Dormammu has Reflect, unlike Thanos. I've heard really good things about Ghost Rider against Thanos, but with only 84,000 HP, it's going to be... It's also 15 seconds, I believe, to get that third skill off cooldown. So we are only 10 seconds into the fight. 9, 12, 13. All right, here we go. I died. Okay. Not the best start for Ghost Rider. All right, let's try this again. We just going to stall out. Oof, she died quick. We're just gonna stall out until Ghost Rider can come in and do his third skill. We are also going to give him the 5th skill buff to see if that helps. He gets 7 seconds of Reflect, eh? Okay, there it is. It just takes a really long time to set up, eh? Oof. And he gets one tapped. Wow, so it just takes a really long time to set up, but he basically just one tapped that. He basically one shot at a tier 3 Dormammu. I didn't even see his HP. His HP just blinked. You blinked and his HP was gone. Let me try to find another team. Dormammu seems to be a bit of a bad situation because you've got a skill with a 15-second cooldown, and you've got a guy that revives in 5 seconds, so that doesn't really make for a good setup. Let's see. Let's take on one of these teams here and see how much damage he does to a Silver Surfer with... PvP is always tough for tier 2s, but let's see what he does to a Silver Surfer. Oh, again, we have to stall for a long time. Let's see if he can stall. No, okay, his movement speed is really slow, and he got caught in that 5th skill. Hey, Fubar! We finally found ourselves with Thanos. I went like halfway down the list. No one's using Thanos. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so he's got 200,000 HP. He's a big, beefy boy. He's got a CTP of regen. No insight, but that's okay because he's got 3 PvP metas. We need to just stall out here. The problem with Ghost Rider is you need to stall out for a long time, right? Basically 15 seconds. So we're going to pull him out of his iframe. And yeah, it's basically an instant one-shot. So that's the good part about it. It's basically an instant one-shot. The problem here is... Oh, okay, we killed him there. Can we kill him on the wake-up? That's going to kill us. Yeah, you know, if Silver Surfer, you know, man, if he didn't have that, if Silver Surfer didn't have that, that 3rd skill, man, that could have been something, eh? But Thanos got locked. Like Thanos, it's 15 seconds. Here's the thing: you got to stall for a long time. You really do have to stall for a long time, and I'll see here that it's going to be much worse if you try to stall with him, right, rather than with someone else. If you try to stall with him, he's not nearly as tanky. Obviously, he's got oh wait, well, there you go. I was a few seconds shy, but yeah, so that's kind of the problem with Ghost Rider, and that's what makes him a bit unusable, I would say, for PvP at this point. Not unusable, but he's not what do you call it? He's not efficient. It doesn't really make sense, right? It's not practical to use Ghost Rider as he currently exists in PvP because of the cooldown discrepancy, right? Your enemies are always ready to use all 5 of their skills, and you have to wait for all of your skills to be on cooldown. You see Jean Grey's 3rd skill is 10 seconds. His is 15. So if they change that, right? I mean, they have to do a massive overhaul to Timeline Battle. But if they change Timeline Battle so that you can come in and just do your skill immediately, look at this. If I could just do this right at the beginning of the fight, he's done. He's gone. He gets completely obliterated. Okay, so yeah, the 4th skill is not an iframe through and through. So that's what makes it basically impossible for him to survive against Silver Surfer until his 3rd skill comes back off cooldown. That's going to be the other problem with Ghost Rider, is that how does he survive in PvP until he gets back his 3rd skill? He's obviously extremely good, right? When he has that 3rd skill available, he's extremely good at one-shotting Thanos, but then what do you do for 15 seconds, right? You can't generally in Marvel Future Fight, you cannot stall for 15 seconds unless you have an insanely high health pool, you have very, very fast movement speed to kite, and you also have a way to heal or to mitigate damage through like damage reduction and stuff like that. And surprise, surprise, Ghost Rider doesn't have any of those things. So we're gonna switch him again here. We basically want to kill Silver Surfer and then see if he can one-shot Jean Grey, because we've established that he's gonna have a really hard time if he has any chance to one-shot Silver Surfer. I mean, they're heroes, right? So his 200% damage, 250% damage proc does not apply. But let's see. No, not even close, eh? He like tickled her. He did like 50,000 damage. Okay, so the PvP showcase doesn't look very good right now. He definitely has enough, more than enough damage with a 160 proc to one-shot Thanos. But if you can only one-shot Thanos, how good are you, right? Thanos is not the most impressive, you know, and he's not even the best PvP character in the game, right? So we're going to go to a stage 55. Actually, let's go to stage 60 Ebony, and let's see how he does here. We can use White Fox, which is nice. He does have the leadership or the heroic tag, and we're going to bring along Ghost Panther as well. We get the Fiery Companion passive for the all attack, and then we also get the super armor from Nick Fury. Yeah, we just don't get White Fox. Well, you know, I think Nick Fury's lead is better because he only has, here's the thing, for Ghost Rider he only has the fire resist down. You might be tempted to use a debuff lead on him, but I actually don't think a debuff lead is good because you're only increasing the fire resistance and you're only bumping it to -70. That's nice, but you still don't have any all defense down. So he still has to rely on someone else for the all defense down. So that's why I think that this is a better team up. Now, without strikers, I'm not sure how he's going to perform, but let's go ahead and see. Why do we have two of these teams? So strange. Let's go ahead and see how he does without strikers here. He doesn't have any paralysis or any sort of mind control to lock down Ebony, but he does have the iframe ignore. Again, the iframe ignore is generally a PvP skill, but let's see how he does in PvE with it here. Drop the buff here. We're going to do 5. Try to proc on 5. Or actually proc on 4. Oh, okay. Then I'm going to do 3. Wow, 3 is like it's like a second proc. Yeah, you know what? The 3 is actually basically a second proc because you get a 250% damage proc on that against any villain. So you basically get 2 damage procs. When you put it that way, that's actually really good. Right? So you proc on 4 with your regular damage proc, and then you proc again on 3. There it didn't do much. Ow. Okay, we're gonna absorb these, yeah. Oh, 4 got canceled. 1 is an iframe. Yeah, it would make a lot more sense if his 3 had, it would make a lot more sense if his 3 had paralysis or something. Ooh. That damage is not bad. It can be tough against Ebony because you're missing, what's his co-op skill? 4? Yeah, there's just a really long wind up on 4, eh? And so he keeps going into iframe and basically dodging all this stuff. Okay, not bad, not bad. Stage 60. A minute and a half thus far. But he's slow. His movement speed is slow. Okay. I mean, that damage is good. Gotta get out of the way here. And he's dead. Okay. Yeah, not having a heal is a little tough. Not having a heal is a little tough for him. No heal. He's only got one skill. They really should not have taken the immunity off of his second skill. That's a bit tough. Let me try this again with strikers. We're going to bring along a couple strikers here. We're going to use her. And actually, you know what? We're just going to bring along Scarlet, because Scarlet is going to provide mind control and all defense down. So you have both of those there within, you know, package it to one striker. But you could bring Negasonic, you could bring Rachel, you could bring someone that does just one or the other, and you can package them together, for example. Let's pop this, and then we're going to do co-op. 5 proc. 4. And then 3 double, kind of double proc. Yeah, okay. 4 proc, trying to proc on 4. Yeah, he really should have had something on 2, eh? Okay. All right. So you went up 10 stages, and the damage is similar. It's just this doesn't quite feel Ghost Rider-y. This feels like Cosmic Ghost Rider-y, which is a bit disappointing. I think the majority of his skill damage is on 4. 3 is not bad at all, though. Not an outrageous amount of damage on 5. Taking too much damage from the poison. Really hard to face tank, eh? Yeah, he really should have had a full iframe on 4. That's rough. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a possibility for him, but this is tough. This is definitely tough for him. I'm down to 2,000. Like, you're going to need to use anti-venom. He's definitely not quite as... Oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely not quite as impressive as, say, Moon Knight was, right? Moon Knight with the heal, all defense down. Right, Moon Knight had it all. Moon Knight has it all. And it takes so long to get into the iframe on 4 that he interrupts you in between, right? Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, well, like, what are you supposed to do in this whole time, right? And then I died to the poison. Dang. Yeah, he's very, very fragile. I mean, he definitely has a lot of damage. We're doing stage 70 with a single striker and a 160 proc. So he definitely has a lot of damage. I think if you really like gave him a full build, and we've only got 23,000 physical attacks. So I think or energy attack, sorry. So if you went full, full build on him, you could probably do stage 80, maybe stage 90 of Ebony. He can also do a one-shot. Let me try this real quick here with Captain America and Taskmaster. But the problem is, let's try on stage 60. The problem is his survivability is just so low, right? I think they gotta do a little patch on him. I would strongly recommend the devs do a little release a little patch for Ghost Rider, King of Hell, and patch in like a heal or something else, because he really needs it. He is hurting. He's hurting for some defense, man. He really needs some defense. He needs like 20%, 30% HP. His HP is just way too low. Yeah, it's something like that. I think I got to start with 5. I think I got to do 5 co-op 3. Looks like that's probably the way to go. I don't really want to one-shot him because Corvus is my boss of the day. I'm going Supernova. I could see that. Sun decided to come out from behind the clouds. But Yeah, I can see why people have mixed reactions to this uniform. He's very fragile. Really fragile characters in Marvel Future Fight are just so frustrating to play with. Yeah, I'm not getting it. I gotta do something else here. Not getting it. But yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna keep testing him. I'm gonna keep tinkering with him. I wanted to give you guys a showcase in PvP and PvE so you guys can see sort of both builds and see what to expect. But keep in mind, I was dying in World Boss with a defensive ISO 8 set, so you can't get much tankier than this defensively while still retaining damage. I mean, and I know it's only a 160 proc, right? It's basically a naked 160 proc, but yeah, man, he definitely needs something else. This is definitely a drop off. This is not nearly as good as this uniform, and if he was a brand new character, it would be a pretty tight comparison between him and him. And he has a heal, right? So why does the King of Hell not have a heal? He's the King of Hell. He literally took Mephisto's job and his chair and the, you know, like all of the power that is conferred upon the person who sits there. So I'm not really sure why they made him weaker, unless they're planning to give him a tier 3 or something. There, even Cruellio's saying the same thing. He needs a heal. He definitely does need a heal, buddy. I agree. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm not sure. For me, the jury's out. He still seems like he has more potential, but it almost feels unfulfilled. It feels unfulfilled. So I'm not sure what the best build is to sort of tap into his potential. Maybe he's just going to be like that amazing second option that comes in and just one-shots Hulk, one-shots Thanos, especially if PvP gets a massive rework and your skills start on cooldown, for example. Then he becomes much, much better, because rather than dealing with the 30-second cooldown of King's Gaze, you can pop that baby right away. So you can basically start the fight and just Ghost Rider somebody and kill them, and then whatever, switch characters or use his other skills and then stall for the next 15 seconds. But having to stall for 15 seconds at the beginning of the fight and then switch to him and use it feels kind of counterintuitive. Just why not bring another character that's going to do damage in those 15 seconds? Probably going to end up, you know, close to killing Thanos or Hulk anyways. But yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to bring you way more Ghost Rider content, whether or not he is, you know, the god that he should be. But yeah, I definitely think he deserves more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.